Good evening and welcome to the steering committee meeting. I'll call the meeting to order, and for the reading and approval of the minutes, I'll call on Vice Chair Brad Turner.
Mr. Chairman, I've had a chance to review those minutes. I find them in order to make a motion for their approval.
If there's a motion, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. First item on our agenda is to fill 2 vacancies on the Code Enforcement Board, and we do have 2 applicants, Mr. Glenn Taylor and Mr. Joe Machoto. And I think I see Mr. Machoto. Would you like to address the committee?
Well, for those of you that don't know me, I've lived in Rutherford County all my life. Spent most of my life in maintenance. Spent my last 27 years before I retired was at Nissan, and I dealt with codes all the time. And I appreciate your support and getting me reformed.
Thank you. I don't see Mr. Taylor in the audience, but he is currently serving on the board, I believe. And the chair will take a motion.
I'll move we recommend both applicants.
Is there a second? Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Ms. Machoto, your name will be submitted to the full commission next Thursday night at 6 p.m. Also, the second item on our agenda is to fill a citizen vacancy on the audit committee. We have 1 application, Mrs. Barbara Sutton. Is she in the audience, Ms. Sutton?
Yes.
Would you like to address the committee?
Yes. Hi, I'm Barbara Sutton. For those who don't know me, I'm a CPA and I'm a partner with Dempsey Ventures and Follis. I am applying for this position because I'd like to serve the county in a capacity where I have some expertise. And I've been a CPA since 1993.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for? Okay. And the chair will take a motion.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Second, Commissioner Peete. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Congratulations to both of
Thank
you.
you
We really
very much.
appreciate you.
Look forward to serving.
Thank you.
Yes, Thursday is the 15th.
And the full commission meets Thursday the 15th.
Okay, thank you.
We will announce 3 vacancies on the Board of Zoning Appeals, Zane Cantrell, and 2 new positions. Announce 1 vacancy, Jerry Sartain, and 1 alternative vacancy, Michael Anderson on the Beer Board. We will announce confirmation of commission chaplain at our September commission meeting. We will announce the election of Chairman Pro Tem at the September commission meeting. We will also announce the election of commission chaplain at the September commission meeting. Next on our agenda is the 2016-17 standing committees. You should have received an email. Just briefly, it appears that 21 commissioners, all commissioners received their first choice, and 20 commissioners received their second choice. And it looks like it's pretty identical to the past year. And if there's any questions or discussions, we can do that at this time.
Make a motion that we approve the committee recommendations and move it to the full commission.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next, Public Charter 1028, Senate Bill 777, and this is talking about exempting certain motor vehicles from an inspection and maintenance program. Mr. Burgess, do you have any comments on this, or?
That's about that simple. They have passed a resolution out of our state legislative body that any vehicle that is 3 years or less old, they may be exempted from having to go down and have their emissions test. And this has to be countywide. You know, 1 or 2 of the other jurisdictions cannot decide to be in and the other decide to be out. So I have sent an email to all of the other folks a few weeks ago and told them without any response from them, I assumed they were okay with it. I think everybody thinks this is a good idea, so we just need a simple resolution that says we're taking advantage of this law that was passed, and we want to exempt those vehicles that are 3 years or less old from the requirement to be tested. And we send that to the, I think it's the board of, I'm not sure which one it is, it's Technical Secretary of the Air Pollution Control Board. We don't have to do that actually, we have to do it before December the 31st for it to be effective, I think, after they approve it in January.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
Does that apply, like if your car is 3 years old this year, would you have to have it tested next year?
I
or
don't
is it-
know whether, it's probably the age at the time your tags are to be renewed. Okay, I mean, I think that's probably, it's not that clear in here, it does not say that precisely.
Well, anything that we can do to free up space in those lines and make it a little easier for people, I think is a good idea. So I would move that we accept this proposal and send it to the full commission.
I still have to be in the line.
Me too.
I'll second Commissioner Stevens.
Okay, thank you. Any other question or comments?
Well, one comment, and, you know, everybody, I think everyone thinks that this county is raking a lot of money off of that program. I know that it used to be on the $10 fee, I think we made a quarter, wasn't it? 25 cents for doing the paperwork. What is the fee we get right
I think
now?
that hasn't changed.
So we still get a quarter for doing
They
it?
decreased the fee.
$10 to $9, but
Yeah.
we're still just getting a quarter, I think.
They decreased it to
So
9.
this is kind of a neutral budget move for us. We're not losing or making money off of this. And I wanted people to know that. I've been wanting to say that out loud for a long time, but, you know, this is a state initiative.
Yes, sir.
That was gonna be my comment, that I didn't think it was gonna make much of a fiscal compact,
Right.
impact on the budget, you know, what they're getting off of it. For some reason, I thought it was 50 cents, I don't know.
Either way.
They don't say how much it is in here, but that's the contract, the state has the contract between them and the testing agencies. We don't have the contract.
I don't think we'll be in dire straits over that, do you?
I think so. If there's no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And Becky, there's not a sample resolution here, but did you get a copy of the actual law so you can
I
craft a
did.
simple resolution?
Right.
I went.
Any other business?
I wanted to bring up something, and I've been thinking about this for a few months, and it actually has got to do with me wagging around my grandchild quite a bit. And what I'd like to suggest we look at, and, you know, I want y'all's feedback too, because you may not have an infant you're wagging around right now, but I've seen so many tiny ladies with children trying to get them out of a parking lot and get them into, you know, get their groceries or wherever they're doing their shopping. And what my idea was is if we would allow the guardian of a child that's, say, from infancy up to 2 years, and, you know, that's debatable, to utilize handicap parking, I think that would be a good thing. There's so many times I see the handicap parking, there'll be 15 spaces of handicap parking, and I'll see some poor lady trying to wrestle an infant, and then she's got a toddler, and, you know, it's dangerous a lot of times for them to do that. You know, when our kids were little, we had parking lot rules. When they were old enough to stand, you could hold their hands, and I'm figuring that they can walk after, you know, around 2, and they're old enough you can control them there. If you have to put a leash on them, do that. But anyways, something I wanted to ask y'all if we couldn't ask our legislators to consider that. But I think it would be a boon for a lot of the people out there that have got children, and, you know, those of you that have got grandchildren or children of that age, you know how difficult that can be at times, especially if the weather's inclement. So, but
I would obviously speak up against that tooth and nail. I would fight that because I am a father of a daughter in a wheelchair that can't walk.
understand.
And I have keen insight now through the way the Lord's opened my life up into that community that they need all the help they can get to be able to park close in a handicapped spot. And I would fight that with all due respect. I certainly understand where you're coming from. I would never support that as a commissioner because I know what that like. You've got it rough enough as it is, but when you've got somebody who can walk taking a spot of somebody that can't, it's not gonna work for me.
And I understand where you're coming
Right,
from.
and I know you're
And the
not,
last thing
that's
I
not
wanna
what you're
do
talking
is
about,
to-
you said I want your feedback, and that's my 2 cents as the father of a handicapped child.
Probably open it up to a little bit more abuse too than's already there.
Yeah, a lot of those vehicles now, they have to park there because the way their doors open to get wheelchairs out, if they have to park out, those parking spots are more narrow. They have no way to get the wheelchairs out, and I would fight against that.
Yeah. I also am grandfather to a handicap, and I have to agree with Commissioner Turner that I wouldn't want to jeopardize the handicap parking for 2 and under, and to start taking away from the youth that are handicapped, wheelchair accessible and all. And because in some places you just don't have no parking places, period, for handicap.
Are y'all seeing a lot of places that you don't? I mean, I don't normally park in handicap.
Sure. We do, we fight that all the time, that if I'm not with my wife to drop them off, she can't go in the grocery store if the handicap spots are taken, or even a restaurant, because we have no place to park. So it happens a lot, because we're growing. Obviously, it's Murfreesboro and Rutherford County and Smyrna are popular areas, and we run into that a lot. We'll have to drive around to wait on a spot and almost poach it as soon as we see somebody that might be getting in that car. Yeah.
Okay.
Good thought.
It's a good thought. Your thought's right on the money.
Well, like I said, I hadn't seen what you're seeing. Of
Sure.
course, I'm not in the same position. You know, I've been blessed with that. But I see so many that are going not used. It's why I suggested it. So.
Thank you, Commissioner. Anything else? Okay, if not, this meeting stands adjourned. Thank you.